call this meeting to order. Good evening, PDG. Where is he? He just came in now. I can't find him again. PDG Giovanni, good evening. Okay, this is 6 minutes past the hour, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. I hereby welcome you all to today's fellowship, where we'll be talking about Rotary Foundation, I am bridging the potential and opportunity, the scholarship journey. And our guest speaker for today is Sharon. She's well versed in the topic and she's well versed in Rotary, so we should all pay attention and learn one or two things from today's meeting. Feel free to ask questions and or make contributions when it's time. Before we go any further, I'd like us to take our 1 minute silent invocation in our respective religions. Amen. I want to call on Sadiat to give us today's 4-way test. Sadiat, could you read the 4-way test for us? I hope she's still on the call. I think I see her here. Yes, Sadiat. Can you, oh, she's not here. Oh, she just sent a message. She's having network challenges, so she's even off. Okay, we can't keep waiting for her. Rotary and Kennedy. Okay, Sadiat.
Okay,
yes,
can
we can hear you now.
I was trying to unmute, so it says the host has to unmute me first.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sadiat Ibrahim. Like she said, I'm an intending member, and I will be taking the 4-way tests. So first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Thirdly, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Sadiat, for the 4-way test.
Thank you, too. My pleasure.
Okay. As always, we'll take, after the 4-way test, we'll take the object of Rotary. And I want to plead with Rotary and Kenechukwu to give us the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Or sorry, the object of Rotary. The object of Rotary, please.
Okay. My President, dear friends, I was called upon by the President to take the object of Rotary. That is a little.
Can you see the screen?
Yes. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, to encourage and foster First, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. Thank you, my President, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Rotary Kechula, for reciting the object of Rotary for us. Now to the business of the day. Our guest speaker for today is none other than Rotary Sharon Kechula. I hope I got the pronunciation. And to help introduce the guest speaker for today's meeting, I'm calling on Rotarian Uju to give us the citation of our guest speaker. Rotarian Uju, please.
Thank you, my president. Good evening, fellow Rotarians, PDG presents, and our guests. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to give the citation of our wonderful guest who will be giving us this very beautiful presentation today. She is no person but Sharon Kechula, who is a seasoned project manager in international development with a track record of driving impactful global and regional initiatives across health, WASH, education, women's rights, media, and digital democracy. Sharon presently manages a diverse projects portfolio, amplifying women's agenda, digital rights, and international governance and gender equality for the Association of Media Women in Kenya as the project manager. She has previously served in various capacities, including as a program manager at IPAS. IPAS, that's my past organization. Fred Hallows Foundation, and acting executive director at Association of Media Women in Kenya. Sorry, I don't have my glasses, so I'm kind of stressing to read out all this. Okay.
No problem. You're doing great.
She has a deep commitment to democracy and social change. Okay. She has a diploma in disaster management and humanitarian assistance, compiled with a BSc in disaster management and international diplomacy from Mense, please, that is very stressful for me, University of Science and Technology, one of the universities in Kenya do. She is an expert in project management, yes, we know, and she is also an expert in organizational management and digital democracy, media, freedom, and strategic advocacy. Sharon has previously served as an assistant project director, that's in Rotary, foundation director, club secretary, director in Director Family of Rotary, Director and Family of Rotary, and Global Grant Finance. Am I still audible, please?
Yes, you are.
Hello? Okay. She is a committee chair as well in Global Grant Finance. She served as a scholarship chair in District 9212, and she oversees grant application across Kenya, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Southern Sudan. Sharon is currently the Director of Service Project for RC. Oh, gotcha. Please, Sharon, correct this at the time you start your introduction, please. She is very passionate about technology for social good, and she is as well very passionate in, ensuring that equity is put in place. Please, dear Rotarians, permit me and join me in welcoming Sharon Kechula. Welcome, Sharon. Thank you, my president.
Thank you, Rotary and Uju, for that. Rotary and Sharon, please, the floor is all yours.
Okay, well, thank you and good evening, and receive greetings from wherever you are. It's evening in Nairobi. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. My name, as introduced, is Sharon Kechula, and I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Gashie. It's in Nairobi as well, District D9212. Thank you so much for extending the invitation to have me today to speak to you about Rotary scholarships. And I would not want to take any more of your time. I would probably just request that I'm given rights to share my screen. I don't know if I have that. I think I do.
You do.
So that I can then share the presentation that I have. Let's see. Documents. Not sure why I'm not able to. Huh? I'm not too sure it's not picking where my presentation is.
Sharon, you should be able to share.
Yeah, I'm able to. However, I'm not too sure why it's not picking my it is not picking the screen that I want to share. I don't know why. It's not showing the screen that I want to share.
Kindly first open it in your computer and then try it.
Yeah. I've already opened it. It's open. It's been open. Downloads. Okay, let's try here. But this one not, maybe. Okay, let me see. No, that's not it. That's not it. Why? Oh. Screen, no.
Can alternatively WhatsApp it to VN, she will display it.
Okay, whose email is, oh, got it. It's come, yeah.
Okay.
It's not showing. Okay, great. Just let me know once you're able to.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So let me start from there. Okay, well, as I had mentioned, I'm the District D9212 Scholarships Chair. I serve together with the DRFC and the DGSC. And for probably non-Rotarians, that is the District Rotary Foundation Chair and Rotary District Grants Subcommittee Chair. So that committee majorly has been constituted within the district D9212 to obviously support the grants management process and the foundation, especially managing the foundation's money. And I'm glad that we're having this conversation in a month where we are celebrating foundation. So part of the money that we contribute to Rotary goes to Rotary Foundation to support the projects and grants that we usually apply for. Among the grants that we apply for include scholarships, peace fellowship. We have arrangements with specific institutions that also offer scholarships to interested parties. So scholarships as a product of the Rotary Foundation support usually is funded at the international graduate level coursework. This basically means that you need to have done your undergraduate, so it only sponsors masters and above, masters and PhD. Probably at the country level, probably at a district level, there are scholarships, but then those ones are decided upon at the discretion of the leadership of the day for that particular year, where they might say we do have some funding that would go into scholarship, and that then can support undergraduate work. That is students going for their first degree. However, for global grants, scholarships, we only support graduates, that is postgraduate, and it has to be international, meaning it has to be outside the country of your residency. So for instance, as Nigerians, a Nigerian scholar cannot get scholarship to study in Nigeria. They have to get it outside. It has to be abroad. So usually the scholarships can cover from 1 year to 4 years. Again, it depends. And there are quite a number of criteria that we look at. When selecting candidates, we want to see what the academic program they're taking, their career plans, do they align with Rotary? Because for us as Rotarians, we do limit ourselves to the 7 areas of focus, and that is the peace and conflict, peace building and conflict prevention, disease prevention and treatment, water sanitation and hygiene, maternal and child health, basic education, literacy, community economic development, and environment. So for a scholar to be successful with their application, they must first present their career plans, what they intend to do with this, the scholarship that they're going to receive in terms of giving back to the community. But even so, the most important one is it must align to the 7 areas of focus. We cannot, for instance, fund something that is outside, like for instance, mathematics. You really have to show how it ties into the 7 areas of focus. We have a number of scholarships. We have the Peace Program, which usually calls for application, are usually announced at the beginning of a calendar year, and that is usually between the period of March to April, thereabouts, or May. That is when the Peace Fellowship usually comes out. Rotarians are also encouraged to apply, non-Rotarians, and once you're successful, then you can actually begin your scholarship. With this particular scholarship, we have 7 designated universities that actually offer it, and they are the ones who announce the openings, and then Rotary now places the call openly to everyone who apply. And usually even non-Rotarians actually get this particular scholarship. Then we have the Rotary Water and Sanitation Professionals at EHE Delft University in Netherlands. This particular institution, for instance, a scholar applies to this school and they require financial support. Usually they get a place where they're recommended to Rotary to apply for the Rotary Global Grant, where it can either be accepted or declined. So this usually happens between March and April. It has very tight deadlines and timelines. So we usually encourage candidates who have applied for this particular support to make sure that they have submitted the necessary documentation on time. Remember, all these applications are sieved in a system and would easily lock you out if you do not meet the timelines. There is no negotiation to try and explain why you would or would not be able to submit documents at a required time. It's all system managed. Then the other one is direct global grant application, where at least 2 or 1 club, local host and international host come together and say, hey, we have a project, who is the scholar? We'd like to support them through their education, and these are non-Rotarians. And the request that they should be coming from would be around below that above 30,000 USD to 400,000 USD, just like a typical global grant currently. So this one usually happens in the same fashion and manner that global grants are run. And this is why we are here today, to basically delve a little bit deeper into how this particular grant can be taken advantage of by Rotarians and scholars who are looking for scholarship. So how do we apply? So first off, in terms of identification, this is a question that I get quite often. How do we identify a scholar? Scholars sometimes are seconded by clubs, because clubs, we are assuming that a club has identified a need within their community and they want to support that need. Remember, a scholar is a project. So once that scholar has been identified, then the club would sit down, interview them, and see the suitability to receive the grant, as well as make sure that the club assembly passes it as a resolution to actually either support or not support the scholar. So that is the identification. Or at times, scholars would approach the clubs for support, and then the clubs then would sit through that similar process to see the suitability. Sometimes we do get recommendations based on the queries that come from Rotary International by scholars who are seeking scholarship support from Rotary. So there are quite a number of ways of getting the scholar. So in terms of the global grant application, we are looking at submitting all the documentation under the grant center. When you open My Rotary, which I'm sure all of us have an account, we go to the grant center, you check My Grants, and start the process from there. We have sponsor clubs who are the international host and the local host, and these can also be the districts. So what do I mean when I say that? An international host is the country of origin where a scholar is coming from. A local host is the country of residence where the scholar will be undertaking their studies. So for instance, I am Kenyan, I get a scholarship in Nigeria. My club in Kenya will be the international host, and the club that will be hosting me in Nigeria would be the local host for the duration of the grant. And in My Grant Center, there are various responsibilities that are given to each of the local and international hosts in terms of grants management. Remember, scholarships are managed as grants. One bit that I probably would like to point out as well is the fact that this particular, when you apply a global grant for scholarship, is called Supplement Global Grant, Scholarship Global Grant. The reason for that is there is a possibility you might not get 100% funding. You will get supplemental amount. And usually this is the reason why we do interview candidates. You interview a candidate, find out the suitability. Probably they've already checked off the boxes and they're a good candidate, and the club is also able to support them. However, you also want to see if in terms of financial obligation, what it is that they're asking for, that Rotary is able to afford. Remember, we can fund between 30 to 400,000, 30,000 to 400,000. However, this amount of money, the support that usually comes from Rotary is highly dictated by the DDF, and you'll see how that takes precedence when it comes to calculations of the global grant. So candidates will find the local club, as I had just mentioned. The candidate then will provide the clubs with the necessary information. Here we are looking at them giving proof of acceptance to an institution abroad. Not with the scholars are not supposed to come to Rotary intending to apply for a study in a particular school of their choice. They must have the acceptance letter already and the school fee structure for us to also assess if and we are able to support them or not. Then also, obviously, the educational documentation, we just want to see that they're actually suitable and they are who they say they are. Then we also need clubs to be the clubs that are looking at supporting a global grant. They need to request for the grant eligibility criteria, which is usually in a document that I will also be showing here during the presentation. Then the host from the country club, which is ready to partner with the club, should assist the candidate through the entire process. So one of the roles of the international hosts is to support the candidate with the application. It is actually the role of the international host to launch a global grant application in the My Grant Center. We usually request that candidates and clubs start working within a 3-month period, just because of, there are reviews, there's the back and forth, there's clarification. We need to seek information from one quarter to the other. So it's usually very important that we start the process of grant application as soon as possible. So when we look at the timelines, this is what we are looking at. So applications for scholarship candidates who begin studies in August, September, and October usually must have come through by June 30th. Remember this, all of this is automated, it's system managed. So by 30th, you need to have at 12 midnight, the system locks you out automatically if you have not submitted your request. Then the rest of the year, global grant applications are accepted on a rolling basis. Currently, I have like 6 other scholarships that we are reviewing in the district that are known. Sometimes there are those ones that clubs have already started grappling with, and when they have a challenge, that's when they reach out to. But at the district level, currently, we are handling around 6 applications. So we are reviewing, advising them, this is where you can get a club, this is who you approach in case they do not have. It is not the responsibility of the international host the district to help you get a club. However, we usually come to do that just because what we have also observed over time is that not so many people really understand how scholarships work within Rotary. Hence, this presentation actually. It's, I think, one of the first, if I'm not wrong. So I personally intend to just popularize it as a product of Rotary and also for people to appreciate what Rotary really does. So the other bit is to submit applications at least 3 months before. Again, this is just what I was saying. Allow yourself that room for flexibility in terms of back and forth. Sometimes even disbursement of funds usually takes quite a bit of time. So you just want to make sure that with everything that you're doing, you've managed to allow adequate time for the processes to take place. Okay. Okay, so who is not eligible for Rotary scholarships? So Rotary scholarships are not open to Rotarians, including honorary Rotarians, employees of clubs, districts, or other Rotary entities. And this one I have to put a caveat, other than Rotaract. So Rotaractors can actually benefit from scholarships and the grants. So that one is not usually spelled out explicitly, but I felt it is important for me to mention. Employees of agencies, organizations, or institutions that partner with the foundation. This is like, for instance, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We have the Masico. We have all those, yeah. They are not eligible to apply for Rotary scholarship. Former Rotarians and honorary Rotarians, we're saying, hey, I need a Rotary scholarship. I'll step out, drop out for this year, and then next year I'll come back because I want a scholarship. No, you cannot. You must be a non-Rotarian for 36 months, which is equivalent to 3 years, and making sure that your membership has actually been terminated by Rotary. Then, so we are also talking about persons who are ineligible based on their familial relationship. We're talking about husbands, wives, children, aunties, uncles, cousins, close-knit family. They are not eligible. And you'd ask, how then do we know that somebody is actually telling the truth or not? We go back to the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? So once you understand why you're in Rotary and why you actually serve, this question would not even linger in your mind. I receive this on a regular basis. Yeah. Additionally, scholars may not study in a country that is banned for Rotary funded travel. So there is a list of usually, so at the point of travel, there are countries that are not eligible for Rotary funds, to receive Rotary funds, which you will be guided way in advance, not at the last minute. So inbound scholars, districts are not required to host district grant scholars. So this basically means, for instance, my district, the 9212, is not required to host any grant scholars coming from any other districts. However, by virtue of, humanity, we are all human beings and we want to support each other. Usually this is extended to individuals either through clubs or even the district themselves. So again, it is not mandatory. It is just a good thing that as Rotarians we practice. We say, hey, let us do this for you. Let us support you in this manner. Let us help you settle down. Let us help you with the transport, accommodation, all those things as the scholar settles in. But it is not a requirement that they actually do that. We're just saying, let us make it a little bit easier for the scholar who's coming from a different country, when they come to our country, that they actually assist them to settle down and also find their way around. So these are some of the things that we look at when we're talking about that. Getting them a counselor. We are looking at scholars with university registration, supporting them with that particular process. Remember, this is a new territory. It's a new country. You just need that guidance, finding a house, purchasing probably furniture, all those kind of things. So in terms of financials and budget, global grants, as I had mentioned, they have a minimum of 30,000 USD and a maximum of 400,000 USD. And then grant sponsors can use a combination of DDF, cash, direct gifts, and endowment earnings to fund a global grant. In my experience, I have not received actually I did receive an endowment fund for one of the scholars. And basically, this is somebody who has donated money to Rotary and says, my money can be used in various ways, and I'm going to support this student on certain costs for their request for scholarship. So we have had that one. For DDF has to contribute a certain amount, and then they say, hey, the district is able to allocate, for your request, we are going to allocate X amount to support your request. And then for the Rotary Foundation matches 80% of what DDF does. So for instance, if you have a grant that is 30,000 and you have only 10,000 USD, then you reach out to the district and request the district for additional 10,000. The district will give you 10,000 plus your 10,000, that is 20,000. And then Rotary International will give you 8,000 USD, which is 80% of the 10,000 that the DDF gives you. So usually Rotary Foundation will give you up to a maximum. So that means it can actually even be lower. But I have not in any instance seen them giving them anything lower than 80% of the DDF contribution towards a grant. So that is how usually the calculations are done. And it's also worth noting that whenever you have, depending with the jurisdictions, you might have different requirements. For instance, if you're going to study in the US, there are some items which are taxable, and that has to be mentioned or declared even at the time that you're seeking the support, so that even the clubs that are going to support you with the fundraising, they already know a certain amount of money will directly go to the federal government in form of taxes and not direct benefit to the scholar that they are supporting. So these are some of the budgets that are eligible for funding. We're talking about passports, inoculations, travel expenses, but there are terms and conditions for this as well. Then school supplies, which also again falls under the terms and conditions, what you can request for and what you cannot. Tuition fee, you cannot request for pocket money. That one will let you to take care of by yourself. Sometimes probably you're moving, for instance, from Kenya to, let's say, Germany, where you're required to speak German and you don't understand, you can also be supported to take the language courses. And then we do have items that are not eligible when it comes to funding. So these costs are the ones that probably are incurred even before you get the actual scholarship. For instance, when you're applying, probably you are told for you to apply for this particular school, you need to have paid, for instance, $2,000 or $100. That is not money that can be absorbed by the grant. We cannot purchase vehicles with the money from the grant. We cannot transport spouses and dependents to your place. Living expensive to some extent, it is covered, and to some extent, not again in the terms and conditions, it definitely spells that out. Medical care, you take care of it by yourself, furniture, entertainment, personal travel, expenses related to Rotary grants. And this personal travel is very, very important to note because it only takes care of travel to the school of study, but not back to your home country. So you also have to be very careful with that one. So after you've applied for the Rotary Scholarship, we are seeing you're successful now, you're in the system, you're enjoying the benefits of Rotarians and like-minded individuals. We expect you to continuously report. Share your payment receipts, make sure you show your academic transcripts, you show the receipts for the various line items that can be supported by the grant and were funded by the grant. And this is done together with the candidates, the international host, and the local host. So those three have to really work hand in hand. Then we also require that the scholars actually take a course on my Rotary, and to enable them acquaint themselves with what Rotary is all about and the expectations of Rotary from them as global grant recipients. And also, we encourage them to join the alumni at rotary.org for support. There are so many scholars. Just recently, we convened the scholars and they were sharing their experiences. Some of them realized they were in the same cities and all of them were from Kenya. So it was easy for them to say, hey, can we plan a meetup? What is it that you're doing in terms of work? How are you managing? Just sharing experiences and making sure that you know that you are actually not alone. And then we also do invite them to join a Rotary club or a Rotaract club. And especially we'd like them to follow international host and the local host, support them in various activities that they are doing as clubs, just so you get more appreciation of what Rotary is all about and what Rotary does. And that would be the end of my presentation. As I finish, I want to teach you one Swahili word. For those who might not know, this is asante. Asante, I mean thank you. Yes, and I welcome the floor for any questions.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for the wonderful lecture you just gave to us. The floor is open, please, for questions, for contributions. Okay, Sharon, I'd like to ask.
Yes, please.
Rotarians are not eligible. Rotarians and their family are not eligible to apply for the grants, yeah? Are their
Yes.
friends of Rotarians eligible to apply for grants?
Yeah. So we are talking about familial people. Probably your friends are familiar. So again, that is just where we go and say before we test, is it the
Before we
truth? Is it
test.
fair to all concerned? Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Any question?
The floor is open, please.
District Chair Sharon, thank you so much for your interesting presentation. I have a question on the scholarship for peace scholarship. For the peace scholarship that they have the connections with the different universities. That's open to Rotarians, right? And Rotaractors.
Yes, that one is open to Rotarians and Rotaractors. The only one that is not open to Rotarians is the Global Grant Supplement.
The one that's applied under the government. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So in terms of the length of the program for the peace scholarship, how long would that be? How long would be allowed for that?
I'm not conversant with the peace scholarships, but I could find that out for you and give you the feedback. However, from what I know, scholarships is the fellowship might run for a year or so. Yeah. And then it depends with the university's intake. So that one I might want to just find out a little bit more. There is a chair for that as well.
So your committee just deals with the ones that are applied for as global grants.
So for me, I deal majorly with the ones for Global Grant and the one
Right.
for the Netherlands Institute for Water. So the only reason that the Peace Fellowship is not under it's the applications are usually so many. It's almost like a job application, and during that period, usually you get quite a number of applications from everywhere, and that requires Rotary International to do the sieving, um, review and everything to select the candidates. So that one does not sit with us, but for the one for water and sanitation and now the Global Grant Supplement, that one sits with the scholarships chair directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So each district would have that availability, right?
Yes, please. Yeah. But I'm always happy to support you. And the other way that we also collaborate with various districts is we do have a directory of our counterparts from other districts, where in case a club does not have probably a local host for the scholar, we would then link them up together, request the district to point us to a club that would be happy to take up the project. Remember, a scholarship is a project. So they point us out, they give us contacts, we introduce each other, and people are able to just work together from there.
Thank you.
Okay, great. I can see
Sadiat, your
Sadiat.
hand is up.
Yeah.
Yes, well done for the wonderful presentation, Sharon. I
Thank you.
just want to ask that the ranges of scholarships that are available, is there such a way that when they become open, maybe you put the links on the platform or something, just so we'll see the eligibility criteria of each and every one of them?
Okay. Yeah. So again, with the three categories of scholarships that we offer, the one for Peace Fellow, that one they will provide the eligibility criteria. It is well spelled out and you will get to know about it. For the Water Institute, that means you are the one who's interested. You approach the Water Institute, apply. If you're successful for them to take you, then and you will say you actually require financial assistance, they will now direct you to Rotary because Rotary is one of their partners. So for the Water Institute, you must make the application first to the school for you to be accepted and referred to Rotary for you to now apply for the Rotary scholarship. And then again, you go through another process where you are either selected for Rotary Scholarship or not. But that does not mean that the institute will not pick you. They're just saying probably you did not qualify for the support from Rotary at this time. But if you have other sources, well and good, you can continue with the scholarship. The third one, which is now the Global Grant Supplement, the eligibility criteria is the 7 areas of focus for Rotary. You must have demonstrated that whatever course you have applied for and be accepted to actually fit within the 7 areas of focus, and you have already proof of acceptance letter that you're going to a particular school, and you're also going to share your fee structure for Rotary to consider. So those are largely the eligibility criterions that are used for scholarships to even kickstart the process. Sidet, is that clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Any further questions or contribution?
Um, PP Eric Xavier is requesting for the presentation that I just made. Yes, sure. I'm not too sure how I can let me try and take a photo of this so that
You could send
I
you could
can.
send it to my mail or
Okay.
to Carol's
You can
mail,
mail it
and
to
Carol.
VN and then she will circulate.
Okay, great.
And I already shared the YouTube link of this meeting, so people can watch.
Okay, great. Yeah. Do you have any questions? I'm happy to respond to any questions or concerns. And remember, the process of applying for global grant for scholarship is the same as global grant. So do not shy off, do not shy away. And I'll be happy to still hold your hand or give you your counterpart, or for them to work with you. Well, I guess there are no more questions. Thank you so much, audience, for your very attentive listenership, as well as just being able to follow through what I've been presenting. Thank you. I really appreciate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sharon. To do us the honor of appreciating you properly for the wonderful presentation for today, I'm calling on our very own Christian Mababa to do the appreciation for us. Thank you. Kristen, please.
Thank you, President Vienne. On behalf of President Vienne and the Rotary E-Club of Unique Nigeria, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to you, Ms. Rotarian Sharon, for coming to speak with us today about the importance of bridging potential and opportunity and the different scholarships that are awarded by Rotary International. This presentation was very informative. We would probably need to work on some things some more. I'm also a member of a club in Abuja, so maybe you can come and speak with our club as well. But just want to appreciate you very much. Thank you for taking out your time. We know you're busy, especially today has been a crazy day. I'm currently in the United States, so you don't even want to know. You don't want to know. But yeah, so thank you so much. Asante sana. Okay.
Asante. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you too.
Okay. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's unmute. Feel free to unmute yourself. Tell us where you're joining us from today and your classification. Who knows? You might have a member very close to you. Unmute yourself and introduce yourselves, please. Rotarian Kene, you want to speak?
Okay, my president. My name is PhD Kene Udechukwu. I'm a member of Rotary Club of Nnewi Central, District 9142. I'm a member of Pohari Society, a major donor to our foundation, and then the current chair of the Pohari Society in District 9142. Thank you, dear friends.
Thank you for joining us, Kene.
Good evening,
The floor is
fellow.
open.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rotarian Eno.
My president. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rotarian Eno Ekanem of the Rotary E-Club of Unique Nigeria, District 9127. My classification is Human Resources Management. I want to thank Rotarian Sharon for a very educative presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Eno. I know a lot of people have introduced themselves already in the chat box. If you wish to speak, please unmute yourself and tell us where you're joining us from. But while the lecture was going on, my chair and my duchess, all the way from Port Harcourt Central, joined us. And I think she's the polio chair in Port Harcourt. Duchess Lucy, good to have you here once again. And my able chair for my able
Thank
chair.
you, my president.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Rotarian Lavina. Don't mind me, someone is distracting me here. Rotarian Lavina, thank you for joining us here today. Good to have you in our midst.
Thank you, my president. That was a very wonderful and educative presentation. Thank you.
So don't worry, I'll share the presentation with you. And of course, I would respond to what you requested for earlier.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So,
Okay.
Veteran Lovina, is that the Lovina that I know? This is Carol.
Oh my God. I heard the voice, but I couldn't place it. Good evening, Rotary Carol. I didn't know you were the ones.
How are you?
I'm good. Good evening.
How is your club?
My club is doing well. Nice to meet you here. Wow, wonderful personality. Nice meeting you.
PP
It's a
Lovina,
small
good
world
evening.
after all.
Yes, so we'll be working with Carol remotely.
Yeah.
PP Lovina,
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening.
Long time.
I pray I place your name. Long time, sir.
That's PPVJ.
Good evening,
You,
One and
Vijay.
only
good evening. Good
PPVJ.
evening. Good evening.
Good
I'm glad
evening,
to meet
Vijay.
everyone here today. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anilji, you can
So,
introduce yourself.
small
Yes.
Rotary world.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. This is
Good
Anil
evening,
Ghai.
Anil.
I'm from New Delhi and I'm district chair for 3110. Also honorary member for Rotary E Club of Winter Haven, Florida, USA. And it's been nice attending this Nigerian meeting. Great meeting you. And I'm in Delhi, India.
Thank you. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed your Diwali that just ended.
Oh yes, Diwali was great. Thank you very much. And namaste.
Namaste.
It is Rotarian Vijay who keeps us united, keeps us busy, keeps us acquainted, keeps us connected all the way to Africa.
All thanks to PPVJ.
Neeraj,
Yes.
you can introduce yourself.
Hi everybody. This is Neeraj Bhattacharya from New Delhi, India. I've been a Rotarian for the last 35 years, and I am from District 3011. And I have been a major donor and part of ISRAG, WashRag, and a lot of other rags. And we are trying to do a lot of work in these areas, especially in the environment area and mental health. And so is there anything that we can do together for working in any way in environment area? Please let us know.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay, I have a few
Okay,
announcements.
let me go ahead now, even though
Okay,
I have
please
spoken
do.
before.
Please do.
I am Carol Phillips. I am Jamaican by birth and by everything. But I presently live in a city called McDonough in Georgia, USA. I am a member of the Rotary Club of Stone Mountain, which is about 35 miles from where I live, but we do a lot of online meetings. I have been a Rotarian since 2006, Bob Marley's birthday in 2006. That's the 6th of February. And my classification is financial services. That's it.
Thank you, Carol.
You are
Very soon
welcome.
we should think of making you an honorary member of our club.
Thanks for making us know you better, Carol.
Let us know what?
I said thanks
What's
for
that,
making
Vijay?
us know you better.
Oh, okay. Oh, and I must point out that Vijay is the one that introduced me to this club. Because, you know, he's
you
always
stuck with
telling people
us.
about meetings all over the world, right?
And you got stuck with us. Thank you so much for all your love, your support, everything you've done for us. We appreciate you. We are not taking you for granted. Thank you.
You are welcome, my dear.
Okay.
And I see another name on here that looks familiar, you know? I think I've seen that name before.
PDG Maestro, please introduce yourself.
Yes, Eno, she's a member of our club. She's introduced herself earlier. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much.
And there is Keakia
Akriye
from Accra Ridge.
Ridge,
she was on a meeting that I was on before.
She is a regular attendee nowadays.
Okay.
And we also have BAG Jumoke with us.
Yes, but Jumoke is Jumoke is in another meeting, so she's not able to speak, but she can hear you.
Okay.
Rotary Uju, you want to say something?
Yeah, my name is Rotarian Bridget Uju Okeke, like to be called Uju. I am a member of Rotary Club of Abuja Kubwa Gateway. My classification is health services. I'm fairly new in Rotary, but I'm running faster than my legs, trying to learn all the learnable. Thank you.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Rotary allows you to receive all manners of training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you so much, PAG.
Thank you, Rotary Uju. Okay, we've got an announcement. So our club, Rotary Club of Club of Unique Nigeria, District 9127, will be carrying out our very first project on the 23rd of this month. We will be visiting an orphanage home here in FCT Abuja, FCT Unity Children Home. and we're partnering with an NGO, a Normal Care Nest Initiative. We're partnering with them because, I mean, we're just a new club, so our resources are quite slim. And then when we collaborate with the NGO, you know, donations from both ends to look will be more presentable. It will look big and more presentable. However, we're still soliciting for both moral and financial support from everyone to support us with food items, clothing, books, basically for the children in the home, and to be physically present, if possible, on the 23rd of November, 2024, for the very first project from E-Club of Unique Nigeria. Thank you all. I'm going to share the account details on our WhatsApp channel. Unfortunately, the account officer hasn't been able to open the account, but he'll do so unfailingly tomorrow. So from tomorrow, please expect to get the account details for your financial support. Thank you.
Are we having pledges coming on?
Sorry?
I'm asking if we're having pledges coming on for the support of the project coming up.
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, feel free.
Great.
Yes. Great. We need a whole lot of things. I mean, we're visiting an orphanage home. And so far from the investigation, they have about 45 children in there right now. And they range from 5 years to from age 5 to age 25. Yeah, they range from age 5 to 25 years currently, and there are 45 children in the home. You know, so they need a lot of things. They need medical supplies, they need food, they need water, they need electricity, they need a whole lot. However, like I stated earlier, we're collaborating with an NGO, a Normal Care Next Initiative. And of course, permit me to say that the NGO the NGO has been doing it privately, but right now, they are coming out in the open publicly, and they are commissioning the NGO on that day. So it's going to be a great event. So please feel free to join us physically for your moral support and then for your financial support as well. Would appreciate you greatly. Thank you. Okay. Moving on. We spent an hour already. And of course, you all know that Rotary says do not spend more than an hour for your fellowships. I would have said, let's take a Rotary song for today, but time is fast spent. So we're just going to wrap up today's meeting with Rotary prayer. So I'd like each and every one of us to unmute our mic and let's say the prayer together. At the count of District 9127, we begin. Please unmute yourselves. District 9127.
Inspire
Rotarians, Lord, we
ask
to
to lead
as we
as we
profess
to dignify our daily tasks and serve in selflessness. For fellowship which here we share, we offer thanks today. We pray that it will be our care to spread
to spread it
bounteously.
Thank you all for joining us for today's fellowship.
Thank you.
We'll see you same time in
Thank
2
you.
weeks' time on the 20th precisely for the next meeting, which of course promises to be very exciting. We appreciate each and every one of you. And here is me saying, have a wonderful night rest to all those who are already in the evenings, for those who are just beginning their day like Kristen and Carol, and for Lou, enjoy the rest of your day and have a wonderful evening when it's time. Thank you, Sharon, again for the beautiful presentation. I'll be expecting the PDF so that I can share with everyone here present. Thank you.
Thank you.
I sent you her contact information.